What's going on, everybody? It's David here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Reebok Nano 2. Wait, the Nano 1. Wait. The Reebok Nano 8. As I mentioned, it's David here, and if you're new to the channel, I make content that helps CrossFitters become better through tips, tutorials, and product reviews and news, things that are going on in the world of CrossFit that you would want to know about. So if you like today's content, whether you're new or whether you're old, please make sure to like as well as subscribe, because that lets me know I'm creating the content that you guys want to see. So without wasting any more time, we're just going to hop into today's video. And I know what you're thinking.
David, didn't you say you weren't going to purchase the Nano 8? Oh, David, didn't you say that you didn't like Reeboks?
Well, yes, I did, but because of a combination of being harassed as well as getting a really good deal on a pair of Reebok Nano 8s, specifically the 2018 CrossFit Game Editions, I thought it was only right that I pick up a pair and do a quick review for you guys. This is going to be a first impressions part 1. There's also going to be a part 2 that's going to be a wear test as well as a comparison with the Nike Metcon 4. Now, if you are new to CrossFit shoes, let me give you some details on what the Nano 8 is all about. Now, in the Nano 8, we are getting a fresh, all new Flexweave upper with a figure 8 construction that's going to allow for better breathability. It's going to allow for better flexibility as well as better durability. Next, we also get a all new inner booty update that allows for a little bit more comfortability as well as less heel slippage, which is something that a lot of people complained on the Nike Metcon 4. So essentially you get a tighter fit. It's almost like having a double layered, double something upper, which is actually really nice in terms of comfortability. With the Nano 8, we are also seeing the Rope Pro technology that's found on many of the other releases of the Nano, which is essentially just going to help protect your shoe from breaking down, from doing things like rope climbs. Another feature that we see on this model that is seen on previous models is the Meta-Split Flex Groove, which allows for better flexibility in the forefront. So when you're doing things like running or jumping, when you're doing double unders or box jumps, you can expect to see a little bit more flexibility in your shoe. Another addition to the Nano 8 that we also find is the toe tension toe protector. Essentially, it's just a rubber toe cap added to the shoe that's supposed to help protect your toes. This is something that would be ideal when you're doing things like, let's say for example, burpees, or you're doing things like push-ups. This is going to help make sure that you don't break your toe on doing very simple things, or even when things drop on your toe, you get a little bit more of that rigid wall around your shoe. It's nothing too crazy. It's nothing that's not found on any other shoe, but it's something that they add as a specific detail they call out on the Reebok.com website. In terms of shoe weight, this shoe comes in at around 10 ounces with a 4mm heel to toe drop, which is similar to what you would find in most minimalist style functional shoes, including the Nike Metcon 4. Another thing about this shoe is that this one in particular comes in the 2018 CrossFit Games colorway. So it's got the digital camel or skull white digital camo, as well as the gray gum bottom on these. I really like this shoe. Like I said, I got a really good deal on this shoe when I purchased it. I got it for about $70 plus shipping at dicksportinggoods.com. So if you're looking for a good deal, I would recommend taking a look at the site. I'm not sure if that deal is still up there. It could be because the game's over, so they might not sell a bunch of pairs of them. But in all honesty, I think this is a really dope looking pair of functional fitness sneakers. So this isn't really much of an unboxing or first impressions, because I've already spent about 10 hours in this shoe. I got this shoe yesterday, which is Saturday. Whole fiasco with that because I accidentally shipped it to the wrong address, but luckily the USPS forwarded it to my new address. So today I got the chance to walk around these shoes, and I will have to say that the shoe is extremely comfortable, way more comfortable than I had ever expected it to be. Most oftentimes in previous models of the Nanos, specifically the Nano 1 is the one that I have, as well as the Speed TR that I have, I found that they've always tended to be a little bit more flat-footed as opposed to the Nikes, which is why I've always chosen the Nikes. But this shoe was actually really, really comfortable to wear in all day long. I didn't work out at all today, and I'm not really the kind of guy that walks around in his workout shoes. I have other shoes that I like to wear outside of just working out shoes all the time, but I thought, hey, why not break these guys in and wear them all day, spray them down with a little shoe protectant, because you got to make sure your kicks are clean at the gym. And yeah, like I said, after 10 hours, the shoe was actually extremely comfortable to rock. I know previously, and specifically the 7, people had a lot of issues, and so that was kind of a little bit of a deterrent for me to purchase these. But honestly, the internal heel system, the internal booty system on these shoes makes these shoes extremely comfortable, to the point where I'm not gonna say I'm gonna throw out my Nike Metcon 4s. I'm always gonna be a Nike guy, but it definitely does make me wonder if I wasted a lot of money purchasing all those other Metcons that I did purchase. The comfortability of this shoe actually reminds me a lot of the Nike Free Metcon, which is the Nike Free Nike Metcon that came out not too long ago. The only difference I would say is that this has better rope protection on these, as well as these would be a lot better for lifting in because of the solid platform in these shoes. But these are still extremely comfortable, very, very cush. I would say that I would probably most likely wear these more than I wore my Nike Free Metcons. Another thing that I really like about this shoe is the wide toe box, something that I've been having issues with on the Nike Metcons. Don't get me wrong, I love my Metcons, but one thing I've been having an issue with is the very narrow toe box that has actually been kind of giving me a little bit of a problem. But I noticed the minute that I put these on that these were actually a little bit wider. I'm not sure if that is going to be an issue down the road in terms of fit. I think obviously over time the shoes are going to deteriorate, but I don't want to have to tie them so tight that it's going to add extra wear on the overall upper of the shoe. I do like to wear my shoes a little loose, which is why I've always chosen Nike Metcons, because they've tended to fit very comfortably loose, specifically not tying my shoes. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that in these. But again, I really did like the fact that I had a little bit more space for my toes to breathe in the toe box. Another thing that I liked about this shoe is the weight of the shoe. This shoe is extremely light. I noticed that the shoe doesn't really have much of a dedicated heel counter. But yeah, the shoe is extremely light, so it's like really, really comfortable walking around in all day long. I think wearing these all day long at the gym, let's say for example on a Saturday, if I'm doing the competition class, it's a 2-hour class, so I would have no issues wearing these shoes. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a shoe that I would wear daily, like to work or anything like that, because like I said, I'm not that guy. But today, wearing them for 10 hours, I had 0 issues. They didn't feel too flat like my Reebok Nano 1s do. And it's as well as the Nano 4s that I also have as well. Those are pretty flat. The soles on those aren't as comfortable as on these, so if you're coming from that shoe, just know that this is gonna be a way more comfortable shoe. It's just very, very cush. It definitely reminds me a lot of the feel of the Nike Free Metcons. Now, as I said, this is just a pure first impression of the shoe. I haven't had much of a chance to actually go out and test the shoe because I don't work out on Sundays, but I just wanted to get a feel for what I should expect going into wearing this shoe. Now, as far as I want to explain why I don't review Reebok products as much on the channel as much as I review Nike products. And one of the biggest reasons why I don't is because I feel like Nike does a better job of telling stories with their products, and I've always resonated with that a lot more than I've resonated with the Reebok shoes that have come out, specifically the CrossFit line of shoes. I feel like there's never really been a story that they've attempted to tell with their shoes. Let's say, for example, like Nike releases the PE Matt Frazier Nike Metcon 4s. There's a lot of detail and there's a lot of story that goes into the construction of that shoe. Everything from the leathers to the insignias that are on the shoes, and even just being a athlete, essential pro model of a shoe, as opposed to, let's say, for example, the Ridge Froning shoe that comes out. It's cool that he has his own Reebok shoe, but again, I feel like it's the same thing done over and over again. Again, Nike has other colorways that tell stories. The Just Don't Quit edition, as well as the Band edition, the year that Nike actually put out a CrossFit shoe and they weren't able to get into the games, so they put up billboards of their shoes. And so that's always been the thing that I've liked about Nike as opposed to Reebok, is that they tell stories and Reebok just puts out shoes all the time. That also translates over into is exclusivity and colors. I definitely find it cool that they keep bringing back older models of the Nanos, but at the same time, it kind of takes away from the exclusivity of the shoe. For example, if you bought the Band Nike Metcon 1s, you're not gonna get those again because they're not gonna reissue those. And if they do reissue those will probably reissued in like 4 or 5 years, which that kind of goes over into the hype beast. I don't wanna say hype beast, but sneakerhead mentality that I have, that I don't necessarily find with the Nanos, although they do have like the cool colorways like the crocodile one, as well as, you know, even the black and gum bottoms. Those are kind of cool. But again, Nike has just always come out with just dope things, and they're always super exclusive. So if you don't buy it at that time, you're not gonna get it again. For example, my Matt Frazier PE edition Nike Metcon 4s, if you didn't buy those, you're not gonna get them again. And the resale retail value on those shoes has gone up. I mean, I've seen prices at $250 as opposed to most Nanos. I mean, again, this is the CrossFit Games Edition shoe. I bought it, what, 2-3 months after the games, and I bought it way cheaper than when it came out at the games. So that's always been kind of the thing that has deterred me away from Reebok. I mean, I definitely do think their products are foundational in regards to the world of CrossFit, but again, there's also that sneakerhead personality to me that says, hey, I want stuff that other people don't have, and I want stuff that actually has a story behind it. Cool colorways, things that I can kind of wear with everything. Now, these are cool because they did come with like extra laces, the blue and the pink, but again, I'm not going to wear the blue and the pink laces. That's just not, like, I don't have pink clothes.
Oh, I do have my Lululemon pink shorts.
But that's neither here nor there. But again, I just want shoes that kind of look good with the things that I wear, that look natural, that fit natural. I don't want things that are all over the place. And yes, Nike does have colorways that are all over the place, but that's not the general consensus of all the shoes that they have that come out. They have shoes that are timeless, I guess you could say. And that's the issue that I've always had with Reebok Nanos. Lastly, the biggest issue that I've had with Nanos is that they've always been extremely loose and they've always felt like wearing Chuck Taylor shoes. I'm not sure why that has always been. I've never really had any issues with like shoe quality or shoe integrity, but it's just they've always felt extremely loose. So I kind of have always stayed away from wearing them. But for example, let's say for comparison, my Nike Metcon 1s are probably my favorite Nike Metcons of all time. I can wear them and I can train in them with my shoes untied and have no issues whatsoever. The same thing with my Flyknit DSX 2s. I can wear those, they fit like a glove and have no issues whatsoever. Now with my Metcon 1s, I can't really wear those shoes with the shoes untied because they weren't ever, I guess, really designed for that. I mean, no shoe is designed for that, but the same thing goes with my Reebok Nano 4s. They're really thin, they're very loose. If I try to wear them with my shoes untied, they're not very comfortable. And it's the same thing with my Speed TRs as well. I'm not sure if that's going to happen with this shoe, but I think it still will be pretty comfortable. I really, again, like I said, I really like the booty inner that's inside this shoe. And also, I know what you guys are thinking.
Wait, David, you shouldn't be working out with your shoes untied. That's not very safe.
I mean, that's just my preference. You guys also have your preference. Yes, it is a little dangerous because if you fall the wrong way, it could hurt. But again, when I wear my Metcon 1s, I don't really have much issues with that because they're so cush. They're very snug on my feet. And so that's something that I appreciate about those shoes. All right, guys, so that is going to be it for my first impressions of the Reebok Nano 8. That's been very long overdue, about a year overdue, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys also enjoyed my perspective on why I haven't really been reviewing Reebok shoes. Let me know down in the comments below, what are your favorite training shoes? What have you been rocking? What can you not train without? What's your favorite colorway? What's your favorite, I don't know, just let me know down in the comments below because I would love to hear from you guys. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to hit a like as well as subscribe to the channel because again, like I said, that lets me know I'm creating the content that you guys want to see. Also, follow me on my other social media channels. Follow me on Primed Force if you're interested in finding products that are related to the world of fitness. You want to buy some dope apparel. You also want to buy supplements now. We've got supplements on the site. So if you guys are looking for dope stuff to check out that will help you become a better athlete, make sure to hit the link in the description. Last but not least, also please make sure to check out the sponsors down below. They all help, essentially help me continue to make this content. Whenever you guys click and purchase on something, I do get a little bit of a commission, which does allow me to continue to purchase products as well as review them and share them with you guys. So if you guys enjoy that, make sure to hit those links down below. I'll also leave a link down to the Reebok Nano 8 that you can purchase off roguefitness.com, as well as a link to Dick's Sporting Goods. So as always, guys, may your barbells be heavy and your coffee be black. This is David, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.